violence, accusations of witchcraft, and the resulting instant justice, child marriage, female genital mutilation, or sexual violence. All of these demand our sustained action. Beyond decrying these unhelpful practices, we must interrogate whether there's any reason to justify these.
Thank you. Not just for being the first, but for your commitment to shaping history every day. I see you, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Hi. Please, let's clap. It is an absolute resilience for women all over the world. Today we reflect, we review.
Homemakers or rulers, regardless their backgrounds and abilities or disabilities, they all matter. We must choose to end all forms of violence against women and girls, in whatever form it may take, in whatever rationale we can profess for it, whether human trafficking, domestic violence, accusations of witchcraft, and the resulting instant justice, child marriage, female genital mutilation, or sexual violence. All of these demand our sustained action. Beyond decrying these unhelpful practices, we must interrogate whether there's any reason to justify these and to see them as like incurable diseases in the space of women in their lives. We must try to tackle the problems at the roots, ignoring the needs of girls and women, obstructing their pathways to advancement, killing their dreams and clipping their wings. Remember Maya Angelou's novel, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Enforcing women's acceptance of mediocrity, refusing even to encourage them, systems that keep us at the bottom, all of these also constitute unacceptable forms of violence against women, and they require urgent action. Today, we stand in solidarity with women and girls. We must live in dignity. We must be intolerant of any form of violence against girls and women, whether in our homes, in our schools, places of work, places of worship, communities, and any place in our nation. It is time for women, it is time for men too, boys and girls, to choose to end such violations of fundamental human rights. That's the right to grow, the right to choose what helps, the right to contribute to your community, the right to contribute to your nation. It should not be seen as an aberration. We should encourage that. We should applaud and encourage those who step forward. If we strengthen our legal systems, ease access to justice, and guarantee advancement of girls and women, if above all, I suggest, we sustain public dialogue on our achievements as well as on our challenges. If we stop denying, if we stop pretending that our problems don't exist and they surface only one day in the year, we will not be on our way to confronting persistent issues going beyond debates, one-day celebrations, and rather launch into effective action. I advocate strong public education on this topic. We must take decisive action towards lasting and effective solutions that move our nations forward. We must isolate the reasons, for example, as the rep from UNICEF raised, about the high dropout rates among girls in our schools. If you look at the trajectory, at the foundation, we are all there. And as we move up, why do we not move up too? How come in the end, the image we leave is that of an isosceles triangle? You all remember our masters. Rugby, and what do we do with the few who rise to that top? It's very important. And it is interesting that the recommendations outlined in the final report of the Beijing platform some 30 years ago still remain. They are still valid. We haven't made as much progress as we ought to. There's work ahead, distinguished ladies, and I trust that we will all put our hands to the wheel and get the work done. Or you don't agree? You know, there's a topic some of us can speak on forever, but we don't have forever. We have a few hours in the afternoon. Gender-sensitive pedagogy in schools and training facilities is an essential tool towards addressing the gaps in the training system and curbing the recurring problems of dropout rates among girls, for example. Now to think that the natural menstrual cycle of a girl poses a threat to her advancement in education is not acceptable. It was the government of the National Democratic Congress that sought to deal with this problem when I was privileged to serve as minister under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, our current president. I leave the public bashing I received for this initiative for another day. We have to meet more often than that. attention rates that we do. Sometimes the problems are very big. The solutions needn't be so big. I'm very happy to report that this time too, we have placed the supply of sanitary pads in our manifesto, and that our current Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, has taken immediate action on it. We must empower girls in different and concrete ways. It is the girls who become the women. No one is born a woman. We are born girl children. It starts from there. And the bottom line remains, in school, lack of access. The bottom line remains for many girls, lack of access to basic needs. So fundamentally, we can look at it as a social and economic problem. All these girls dropping out. We need to do a study, as we started some time ago, about their backgrounds. You know that very few of us in this room will have daughters who drop out. What do we have that we cannot share? Let us meet often and let's share strategies. Our government will do whatever is in its power to propel the well-being of girls and women by creating opportunities for advancement and self-fulfillment, regardless of anybody's background, ethnic group, religious affiliation, no matter what. All girls and women matter. And on my part, I pledge to work with all committed and like-minded persons, male and female, especially with the females, in pursuit of justice and the true liberation of all women from injustice, from economic dependence, from deprivation, from intimidation, from marginalization, to many other obstacles. I will support my country's effort to eliminate violence in all its forms, not only physical, especially mental. We stand committed to advance women's empowerment and raise the level of gender equality. You know, the affirmative action act now beckons. We all need to make good uses of the opportunities in the supreme interest of our country, of our women in particular. I don't believe it is only a matter of counting, although that is important. Indeed, the counting must go beyond the numbers and translate into effective policies, implementation plans that work, that encourage the young girls behind us to believe in themselves, to know that yes, they can. I commend our traditional authorities, especially our Queen Mothers, for the seriousness with which they carry out their mandate. I also call on all of us to continue to prioritize the welfare of girls and women in our communities. We are all awakening to the benefits that accrue to children, to families, to communities, and the nation when we support women to rise, reach their full potential in all spheres of life. And as I said elsewhere, every talent matters. We must accelerate our action by bringing that knowledge, the knowledge we've had. These lectures have gone on for a long time, haven't they? Hardly are we hearing anything new. So the time to act is now. I want to thank all of you for your kind attention.
Your Excellency, thank you. Not just for being the first, but for your commitment to shaping history every day. I see you, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Hi. Please, let's clap.